All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks a ton for hopping on here. So this is going to be something really cool. We're going to start doing this live every Thursday with the leadership group here on the brokerage team at Peak State Performance. So I got the whole leadership group here. Every Thursday, we're going to hop on and answer any questions that you guys have. We're going to talk about different trainings that we're doing that we want to better clarify, upcoming events that we've got going on this year. You probably saw me and a couple of the other leadership on the team travel. We were recently just in Atlanta, and then we traveled to California, to Utah, to Orlando, and next year we're going to do a ton of that. So these lives will set the stage for that, so you know what's coming on the calendar, but also you get a little bit more training live. You guys can hop on here and ask any questions. Today's topic, we're going to go through quite a bit. We're going to talk about the most recent YouTube video that just hit, and then we're going to talk about FSBOs and expireds. We're getting a lot of traction on that recently, so we're going to go through that entire layout. If you guys have any questions, hop on, answer. We'll do our best to answer any questions and then chat with you guys. So let me get everybody on here. Good morning, everybody. Hop on and unmute. Let's chat for a minute, and then let's jump in and rock and roll and knock out this training. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so let me introduce everybody. Obviously, Israel always jumps in like that, so we don't ever know really what he's going to do. But let's introduce everybody real quick, just where you guys are, how long you've been in real estate, and then we'll rock and roll through the training. So if you guys are going to rewatch this, we're going to talk about FSBO expires at the end, and we're also going to talk about the most recent YouTube video. About 2 or 3 months ago, I went and recruited, hands down, the best social media person / trainer in the United States of America, and she's on our brokerage team. She's here. She's going to talk about social media. It'll be really fun. So Israel, since you already butted in, let's have you hop on here and introduce yourself, buddy.
I didn't want to leave you hanging. You said good morning. Nobody was answering, man. So I got your back.
Or Spanish, whichever you want to do.
Hey, la podemos hacer las dos como quieran, no hay problema. O sea, la próxima tenemos que tener un mate acá.
Hey, our views just went up, so maybe stay in Spanish.
Ahí está, ¿eh? Perfecto.
All right, give us an info.
Yeah, so my name is Israel. I'm original from Argentina. As you can see, my flags. And then I've been in real estate for a little over 10 years now. Heavy background in investing. Got my license for that reason. And then moved into the retail part of the business. And I've been with Jeremy's team in our team since April this year. And it has been a game changer for me. So I mentioned that in a few other episodes before too, but yeah, happy to share any information about our team, my journey, and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, in the description after this video goes live, we'll have Israel's Instagram handle, so you guys can reach out to him. A lot of you have seen that we've highlighted Israel this year because he made 100K in 90 days after going through the training, and then also he has an extensive background with investors. So he runs a private investor mastermind for our brokerage team. And if you guys ever have any questions, reach out to Israel. He's an open book. Just send him empanadas every once in a while as payment. Fair enough?
Be careful with that.
We also have Jen, who's on here. She's also on the leadership side, also out in Arizona. Jen, if you want to introduce yourself too.
Yeah, so I'm Jen. I'm from the United States. I'm from Arizona, and I've been in real estate for about 4 years, but I recently left the classroom to do real estate completely. So that's the cool thing about me.
And what's cool, a lot of you guys that'll watch this will love, and you'll connect quite a bit with Jen's story. Jen, so tell us a little bit more about your story. So you recently just joined the brokerage team. You have a kid, and you kind of made that transition. You've got multiple buyer broker agreements signed from doing open houses and just put one under contract, right?
Yes. So yeah, I recently back in September decided to go all in with real estate, and I joined Jeremy's team, and I've been just doing so many open houses 2 times a week, 3 times a week. And I've actually had a lot of unrepresented buyers come through. So then we were able to get them like under the buyer broker agreement and everything. And one of them I'm gonna call it record time. We actually went under contract within like 9 days since I met them.
I would count that as record time.
Yeah, it was really fast because of like we meet one day, and then we sign to buyer broker one day. They already talked to the lender, and then like that following weekend, we I went and showed houses, and they already knew which one they like, and we put in an offer, and then we got accepted. So it was a really quick like turnaround. So yeah, it's really awesome.
Love it. So if any of you rewatch this and you're in Arizona, go shadow Israel and Jen. Go do open houses with them. Go door knock with them. Go work with investors. You guys will see as you watch our lives that it's very come and see, very open, without any restrictions attached or strings attached. So hit up Israel. I'll also put Jen's link in there so you guys can go work with them. You guys are closer to the Phoenix area, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, sweet. All right, Mitch, you're up, bro. Hop on here, introduce yourself. Mitch, and Tina's not here, but Mitch and Tina run our entire California side of things. So let's hear an intro, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm Mitchell. I'm in Southern California, Inland Empire to be specific. I joined Jeremy back in April. I've been in real estate. It'll be 3 years in March. So yeah, I've learned a lot. Happy that I made the move because wasn't really sure where my career was going before, and now with the guidance, definitely have a better understanding, and the team is awesome. So yeah, definitely enjoying it.
So close to 10 transactions, right?
Yeah, very close.
Massive turnaround. And what's cool is you guys watch this, you'll connect with Mitch because he is so good at strategic partnerships with lenders. And Mitch will have you talk about that on all the episodes to come. But if you guys need help getting better partnerships and aggressively putting people under contract, there's very few people better at it than Mitch. And if you're in California, you can not only join the brokerage team, but hang out with Mitch on the beach. And Tina, that's not here, but she has a YouTube channel where she does every episode on the beach.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Jess, let's have you hop on here. So Jess runs our entire social media department. And we just created a 90-day curriculum, probably one of the most extensive curriculums out there. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. But Jess, unmute. Let's hear from you. Guess we'll never hear from you. She runs the social media side, not the technical part of the stuff. You're still unmuted. You're still unmuted. Okay, while she figures that out, it is pretty tricky. Johnny, let's have you unmute. So Johnny's up in Utah, runs our northern Utah part of the team. Johnny, let's have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Johnny. I'm originally from the Bay Area, so don't hold that against me from California.
I wore this just for you, and I've got the steps on.
Yeah, so. Right. So background business consulting for 15, 20 years, and then just got into real estate by flipping homes and flipping multifamily. And then from being an investor, I became a developer. And now I just realized that I was sending a lot of referrals to a lot of people, making a lot of other people money. And I decided, well, shoot, I could actually do this. So now I'm on the real estate side, helping other people.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, that was my gift to myself when Johnny joined the team. I was like, you know what? I need another Steph Curry hat. So let me go buy myself a hat so Johnny and I can reminisce a little bit. Okay, Jess. Yep. Nope. Israel, we'll have you mouth read. Hi, my name is Jess. I'm amazing. I run the social.
Jess, I'm the social media expert.
There we go. Here we go.
Maybe one day you guys will meet Jess.
I sell lots of real estate.
Hey, Jess just became bilingual and she didn't even know it.
Yeah, Johnny nailed the impersonation. We also, last person on here, we also have Brandon. Brandon's at work right now. You guys are probably seeing his YouTube episode that kind of went viral a little bit on YouTube, but he is part-time and transitioning to full-time. He's so stinking close. Last year, he had one deal on the team he was with. And this year, he's now close to being in the teens and should close out right at like 15 transactions. So super cool. You guys will learn a ton from him as he transitions. He'll run the part-time to full-time mastermind that will open up next year for our brokerage team. And you guys learn a lot from him. So cool. Okay, well, we wanted you to know a little bit about the leadership side. We've got about 4 or 5 people that aren't here today, but those that can make it every week, we'll have a Q&A. You guys can answer any questions. If you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, or you rewatch this, shoot any of us a DM. You'll see that in the description. We're open books. We've got tons of free calls, free trainings, free pamphlets that you guys can have that'll help your business really take off. So let's talk about why we're doing this. It says now we'll transition into like the training side of this call. So the reason why the leadership group here on the brokerage side wanted to put this together is the ultimate goal is to lower the failure rate. If you've been watching my stuff on YouTube or Instagram, you know, like that is the sole mission that I have is we've got to get that failure rate down. 74% of realtors last year didn't sell a single home, and the failure rate is 84% in the first 2 years. There's got to be a way to push that down to the 60s, to the 50s, and just lower it as much as we can. How do we do that? We train. We've got to get more leaders that know how to teach and help other realtors do high production. And then they have to have the support. So you look at Israel, what an incredible story he has. Look at Jess, what an incredible story. She has a YouTube video coming out shortly that you guys will learn a lot from her. Look at Mitch, look at Jen. There's so many people that we've highlighted on YouTube and that you're seeing all over Instagram that have these stories. Now the goal is to keep having their business grow, but have them teach and go help others in their markets. And the reason we do that is it's a lot faster and more enjoyable when we do this in groups. And we can help more of you do this when we do it in groups. So for example, we were just recently in Atlanta. Israel flew out, Leonard flew out from Tennessee, and we went and helped the realtors that were in Atlanta go lock down a ton of appointments on FSBO, a ton on expireds, and we prospected with them door to door. Why? To help them. And we can do it faster if we do it in groups. So the leadership group that's on here, if you're in any of these markets, these are kind of their bread and butter. So we've got California. Mitch and Tina are out in California. We've got Johnny that covers most of northern Utah and Montana. We've got Israel and Jen that are in Arizona. We've got Jess, who eventually maybe she'll say hi and you guys will get to know her. And then we got Brandon that's down in southern Utah. And then we've got Leonard who's out in Tennessee, and we've got Senya who's out in Atlanta. So we've got a lot of other leaders that are coming that'll be in other markets. But if you're in any of these markets, I just love the phrase that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, then go together. Okay, so how these calls will work is we'll have a Q&A. So if you're on YouTube, ask a question. Like, how can we help you on the topic or just in general? And then also, we're going to talk about how realtors that we're working with are closing deals so that you can close more deals as well. And then we're also going to talk about the most recent YouTube video. That way we can get better training in front of you so you close more transactions. So this is the topic that we're going to go over today. So this will kind of just be a group discussion. We'll go for like another 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes, depending on questions or what your guys' thoughts are. But we're going to talk about the most recent YouTube video, which was on Instagram conversion. How do we convert more clients? And then we're just going to have an open discussion about the FSBO and expired success that we're seeing with a lot of realtors on our brokerage team. Okay, Jess, do we finally have you? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, we don't. So this is Jess.
Is it working?
There we go.
Hey,
Welcome.
sorry.
Was he like blocking your technology or something, or?
I have no idea. So on my HP, it was like cutting in and out. I couldn't hear you guys very good, and I was trying to connect my mic, and it wouldn't connect. So I'm on my iPad right now. It's working better.
Sweet. Welcome. Okay, well, introduce yourself because obviously your face is on the screen, and I didn't use any AI. This is just a normal picture of Jess for those that have been watching. But introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us a little about your story, and then we're going to dive into the topic.
For sure. So I'm Jess. I've been in the real estate industry for about 8 years now. I recently joined Real, and then shortly after joining Real, Jeremy convinced me to join his team and help teach social media. We just finished a 90-day course, which was excellent. There's so much information on there. And essentially, just like Jeremy has said, the goal is to decrease the failure rate. So I'm just excited to be a part of a team where I'm not only getting to grow and expand in my expertise, but I get to help others grow and become better at their job. So anyways.
Love it. Yeah. So I really want the brokerage team to have different departments, right? Israel's running the investor side, and he runs his calls, trainings. We'll have courses, packets. Jess is running the social media side. We're going to have Brandon run the part-time to full-time. We've got Johnny coming in and running our onboarding section. So we have a full platform for onboarding agents. The idea is if we can have more help across more platforms, more experts be able to train and teach on this, then we can help more realtors. So love having Jess on here. Jess, tell us a little bit about like your story, the last 12 months, whatever you want to share in regards to like your production, what you've learned, and then let's hop into this topic.
Okay, so briefly, I jumped back into real estate after about a 2-year break and had joined a different brokerage. They were very particular about their branding and what you were allowed to post on social media. And after having invested several thousands of dollars into learning how to run my social media better, it just became evident that I needed to make a change. And so I had been following Jeremy's stuff for quite a while, started stalking him, looking into all of that, and it just made sense. So I made the switch. I had not been closing any deals or doing any business, which was really hard for me because I had gotten Rookie of the Year multiple times in the first 4 years of my real estate career. So now I'm just part of a culture and a team that has really helped my business grow. So since joining Jeremy's team, I've actually closed 4 deals. Well, we'll have closed 4 deals the first 2 weeks of January. So in 4 months after being a part of Real and Peak State Performance. So that's my story.
And when you say stalking, it was like, just so everybody knows, it was in a tree with binoculars. It was really awkward for a bit.
Absolutely.
Let's get in. But no, I love that. So a lot of you that rewatch this and that get to know Jess over these lives as we continue to do them every week, you'll really be able to connect with how authentic she is. And I feel like as a realtor, when you're in an environment where that's celebrated and encouraged and actually trained on how you can be more polished on that, your business just takes off. Like if you guys hop onto Instagram, you go look at Jess's Instagram account, go for the past 10 videos and then go back 100 videos and just watch that evolution. And then also watch Jess's confidence. It's completely different, right? And I feel like as you got more into your comfort zone, but then learn how to leverage the platforms. I mean, out of those 4, I think 1 or 2 of them were from social media, right?
Yes. Just to touch base on what you're saying too, I was actually scrolling through. I sent some videos in our group chat on social media the other day. I was dying at just how fake some of those videos were. They were very forced, but I had to be very, very careful about how I was presenting myself. And now that I don't have those limitations, it's crazy to see my own growth. So
love it. Okay, well, let's jump into the topic. So there's 2 things that we're going to talk about. So the first one, we'll do create content for virality. So if you're rewatching this, go back and watch this YouTube video. It's a lot of it is what I see with real estate platforms is that we're pushing content to push content to grow a brand. We're not creating content to convert to help families. And there's a big difference. And that's one of the main things that Jess teaches in our bi-weekly calls on the brokerage team. We hop on and do an hour Zoom call every other week. And Jess talks about all these different principles. So let's unmute. Let's have a group discussion in regards to what are you guys learning? What are you seeing that works? What's the difference with content that converts versus just posting content, whether it's from your own experience, all of you post on Instagram, or just kind of what you're seeing? Or if you guys are watching on YouTube or on Instagram, if you have any questions, drop them and let's answer your questions. What's your biggest holdup in regards to converting on Instagram? And let's help you for the next couple minutes. And if nobody has any comments, then we'll have Jess hop on here and talk about it for a minute. Okay, question on YouTube. If anybody can answer this. There's a question that someone says, let's see. Yeah, you guys can hop on and unmute on this part. So the question is like what's the biggest difference between conversion? What do you mean conversion versus content? So that's the question. Anyone want to unmute and answer that? What's the difference between conversion and content? What's the point we're trying to get across?
So they coincide, conversion and content. You have to have good content in order to convert in the DMs. Your content is what drives people into your messages. And then from there, you are creating a connection, you're building rapport, brand awareness, and then that's where you get the conversion. So they coincide. You have to have both. You have to have good content that feeds, and then you get the conversion. If you want to elaborate on that, Jeremy, you could probably say that better.
Jeremy,
John,
I could share on that real quick too. Just like content's the top of like the funnel, right? And so as you think of it as in steps and layers to getting down to where that the DM section is or connecting, then so content's the top of that.
Yeah, I think a big thing is you have to have people know who you are, and your content is going to go grab those eyeballs. It's going to go, all the sellers and buyers, investors in your market, they have to know who you are first. The conversion comes from how you treat them when they come on your platform. So a lot of the stuff we talk about and that Jess trains on is treat your Instagram like an open house. If someone were to do an open house like Jen's doing in Arizona, you wouldn't just ghost them as they come in and not talk to them. It's like you would say, hi, this is who I am. Who are you? What do you need from me today? It's the same thing. So your content will get their attention, but then it's really just the DM. Like, can you greet them? Do you go on their page and do you treat these people like humans, where you're like, oh, hey, I've got another 20 followers, and you don't do anything from it. And like, that's the bridge of the conversion. Israel, did you have a comment on that?
Yeah, and I think something that I have learned from you guys, from you and Jess, is understanding that sometimes we write the content and we do the things because we see somebody else doing it. But I think you hit it on the YouTube video, like get to know your avatar, right? Because what works for you, it doesn't work for me. So sometimes I try to copy what you're doing, but it's not going to work because we don't have the same avatars. So I think that's what it is. Speaking to the avatar, not just doing videos to do videos because somebody else did it, and don't write the same description that they wrote because somebody else did it, and they got 10,000 views or whatever it is. So I see a lot of that on Instagram, and sometimes now that I know, right, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, great, but they're missing the point, right? Because that's not who they are. The avatar is not the same avatar, so they're missing the point. So,
well, and that's one thing Jess was talking with you about the other day, Israel, was like, hey, if you like bike riding, why not work with clients that love bike riding and mountain biking? So post more content about that, because then the more you share the behind the scenes of who you are, the algorithm then finds that person. You can authentically connect with them because you actually love it. I mean, we don't know if you're any good at it, but we know you do it often.
There's only one way to find out. We'll get you the bike next time.
People would come out and ride their bikes with you. So
that's right.
And that's why I post a lot about my kids, is because I want to work with clients that have kids, even realtors. Like I want to work with realtors that have families, because I can connect with you on that. Right.
Yeah. And I think on that, I was going to mention that, like, even with you and your kids, I have kids too, but our kids are a different age. Right. Yeah. So you are more for the younger kids, and mine are teenagers, you know what I mean? Young adults or something like that. So even that, just the kids are, I mean, the same thing, right? So,
yeah. And when we say age discrepancy, I mean, mine are in diapers, running around, like spitting up constantly, and yours are a lot older.
I'm going to be a grandpa again in a couple of years, so.
Different. Yeah. Israel is 84, in case anyone didn't know. And a lot of us are not. So, but yeah, no, great point, right? Like, people buy from people. Like, your Instagram needs to connect to humans. And as the more the society goes towards AI, the biggest question is going to be, do I follow this person? I don't know if they're real or not. So the more you can fix that problem, the more conversion you'll have. And Jess is a great example of that, because she's landing multiple deals, just got a big contractor builder to work with her out in her area. And all of it's coming from social media, because people watch her stuff and they're like, oh, I can connect with her. And those that won't, and they'll go with another realtor. But you got to really be able to connect with them. So anyways, go back and watch that YouTube video. If you were rewatching this live, there's a lot of good content on there and some free help we can give you. Okay, let's transition over to FSBO and expireds. So if you're rewatching this and you're not closing a lot of business, FSBO and expireds is like the quickest, easiest way to do that. We recently, the leadership side, 3 of us went out to Atlanta. We worked with a couple new realtors on the brokerage team, and we cold called FSBO and expireds for an hour. Israel, do you want to talk to us a little bit about your experience? Because you were there. We had 7 appointments in 1 hour. We had multiple appointments in the $1 million range. We had a lot in the $500,000 range. And all those realtors out there right now are going on those appointments. Israel, you want to talk on that for a minute?
Sure. I think that my biggest takeaway was, number one, just be intentional about, right? Like, we scheduled that, and no matter what, we went and did it. And then also, like, even though I know people watch your YouTube channel and they talk about, when you talk about the knocking routine or things like that. I mean, you had that one for the first one expired, and I didn't know that. And it makes complete sense, because we're going to be dialing now. We're going to be talking to this group of people. So I think I have learned in the last, 6-8 months that we've been together, that mindset is a huge, it makes a huge difference on how you approach prospecting. So that was number one. And number two, I mean, like, just doing the activities. And then actually they were just simple conversations, I mean, Angela, she's like, if I'm going to be calling people, might as well just call big numbers. And she was calling into the $1, $2, $3, $4 million homes. And I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. And people were extremely friendly. Some of these people are super busy. A lot of them had homes in Georgia, but they were out of state owners. So they were like, yeah, definitely, I need help with this. And you wouldn't think that they would have said that, but actually they did. So yeah, we set up 3 appointments for that. So it was great, and it was fun to do in a group. So that's something that coming to Arizona. I already talked to Jen. So if you're in Arizona, hit us up. We'll be making weekly calls for FSBO and expire. So,
and that's what's cool too. It's, again, if we go back to the leadership, yeah, go for it, Jen.
I said the FSBO and expires calls are probably going to be like every week, because we're actually working with a lender right now to kind of solidify a location that we can use every week.
Perfect. So if you guys rewatch this and you're in Arizona, that's free. There's no charge. There's no strings attached. Like, go work with Israel and Jen and learn how to do that. And the cool thing about FSBO and expires is, one, it takes a while to get used to, but at the same time, it's like, isn't everything like that? If you're going to play a sport or you're going to try to get good at something, it's going to take practice and volume. I always tell people, like, when you're first calling for sell by owners and expireds, just set a target to call 100 of them. And don't try to get a deal. I just need to talk to 100 humans that are selling on their own or that just expired. And as you do that, you're going to get better. And as you get better, you'll close more. And like Israel said, they're really just simple conversations. And as you understand why you're calling them, it'll help you, like, really just lock in on it. If you were to think as a realtor, I need to get in front of as many people as possible. No, you don't. You need to get in front of the right people as much as you can. And who are the right people? They're the ones raising their hand saying, hey, I want to sell and I'm highly motivated. Well, who are those people? They're for sell by owners and people that expired, because they're going to sell right away or wait a couple months. For example, we have a realtor that's in Kansas City, Frankie, who has tried and then stopped, and then tried and then stopped on for sell by owners and expireds. Recently, he got back on. We tweaked a couple of his things, and he just set an appointment with the expired. And the lady was literally like, yeah, I need to sell this place. I need to sell it. The last realtor didn't do a great job. I would love to hop on the phone and chat with you. And that's it. The conversation was so easy. So then he called me, hey, what do I do now? And we went through the whole process. But again, some of these conversations are going to be so easy. Why not go for them? Why not go for the people that already have their hand raised, right? So if you're watching this, go do this an hour a day. An hour a day. Call FSBO and expireds, and you'll have a ton of luck with it over time. And Jen, I mean, you can talk about this too, but Israel was recently saying that you had 2 appointments from FSBO expired last week alone. And the cool thing about that is,
so one of them was actually like probably like $0.75 million house here in Gilbert. And then the other one is he just had to do some cosmetic stuff, but we've been like following up with them probably like once a week. So hopefully when they get tired of like putting some work that the first one they call so then I can list their house. And one of them was actually really cool because the one that's fixing up his house, his neighbor's also thinking about selling his house. So that's a 2-in-1 deal kind of a deal.
Yep. 100%. And again, like as a realtor, why would I do flyers? Why am I going to post all this content? Why am I going to go to all these networking events that don't have a yield, like that aren't returning anything? Why not go talk to the people that are they already made this decision. They already talked to their spouses. They're already going to sell, job relocation, downsizing, going to another school district. They've already made that decision. Now, all you have to do is help them understand that you are the right decision. So anyways, okay, if you guys have any questions, we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. But we're going to be here every Thursday for 30 minutes. Those that can hop on, we're going to chat about different topics. You guys can watch. You can come on live, ask us any questions, rewatch these. I'll have everybody's handle in the description. You guys can reach out to any of us. The whole idea is to help. So you're going to get help from our leadership team every week for 30 minutes. And the different ways we can help you, we have a free worldwide training call on Tuesdays. If you want to come to that, comment worldwide training in the comments on YouTube, and I'll reach out to you. That's completely free. We run calls for about 30 minutes on how realtors are doing deals. That's free to the public if you're a real estate agent. Also, come check out our brokerage team. We meet for an hour and 15 minutes every Thursday. We go over leaderboards, events, activities, and training. And then also, too, if you want any of our free packets, we've got a ton of them. And there's 7 that are almost done that'll be ready for 2026 on for sale by owners, expireds, business planning, and a bunch of other topics. So anyways, if you have any questions, reach out. We also have a big training tomorrow. It's our 2026 planning session. If you want to come to that and you catch this in time and you watch it to the end, I'll put it in the description as well. Shoot me a text at 702-525-5766. We'll make sure we get that out to you. Thanks a ton for watching. If you rewatch this, thank you for doing that. Reach out to any of us if you have any questions. We'll see you next Thursday.